Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about Unix programming from Unit 2, session number 21. So in this session for 4th semester BCA, so in this session we are going to discuss about system calls and library functions of which are used in the Unix. So let's see what are the system calls that we'll use in the Unix. So what is a system call? So the interface between a process and an operating system is provided by the system call. So what is a system call? What is the interaction between a process and an operating system, which that interaction is provided by the system call. System calls in Unix are used for file system control. So in Unix, what is the use of this system call? So the system calls in the Unix are used in for file system control, process control, inter-process communication, etc. Access to the Unix kernel is only available through these system calls. So how can we access the Unix kernel? How can we access it? So the access is done only through these system calls. Without system calls, could not able to access the kernel. Generally, system calls are similar to function calls. The only difference is that, so both are same. System call and function call are similar. But the only difference is that they remove the control from the user process. So the only difference is that it removes the control from the user process. When a program invokes a system call, it is interrupted and the system switches to the kernel space. When a program when the system call is invoked by the program, it is interrupted and the system switches to the kernel space. The kernel then saves the process execution context and determines what is being requested. What is the process that is requested. So the kernel saves that process execution. The kernel carefully checks that the request is valid. So what the kernel is going to do? Kernel is going to check the request, whether the request is valid and the process is invoking the system call has enough privilege. So it is going to check that. So next, system calls for file. So we have this system calls for the file. So those are create. Create is a system call in which we name and permissions are required. Next, open, name and mode are required. Close, unlike, read, write and seek. So these are all the system calls that are required for the file. System calls, so those are required for the process control. Those are fork, wait, excel, exit, signal, kill. Those are the system calls required for process control. And next, system calls required for the IPC. So those are pipe and due. So these are all the system calls used for the file, process control and the IPC. So next one, library functions. The Unix library functions are created to closely resemble many commonly available C and POX library functions, which are specific to the Unix platform. These functions are not available in the Windows 32 platform. Example, print control for the Windows. In many cases, these directly related to the equivalent C library functions. And this will be noted under C also by reference to the standard Unix manual section entry. So what are all the Unix library functions that we have? So first one is alarm, declose, deopen, exit, fork, get p, close execution, kill, link, nice, pclose, popen, sleep, terminal. So first one, alarm sets an interval timer. So it sets the interval timer. Declose, it close a character special device file. It closes the character special device file. Deopen will open the character special device file. Exit library function is force the termination and exit from the program. Fork function is create a new process. In order to create a new process, this is used. Get bit, get bit of a calling, get ID of the calling process, gloss execution, execute a shell script hold in the glossary file, kill, send a signal to a process or process group, link, make a new name for a file, nice, change priority of a calling function, pclose closes an interprocess pipe stream. Popen opens an interprocess pipe stream. Sleep suspends the execution for an interval. Termino set terminal interface setting. So we'll discuss one by one in detail. So first one is alarm. So as I already told you, what is the function of this alarm is it sets the timer. It sets the interval timer. So how can it set is integer alarm is integer seconds means so we can give the time interval timer. So here so it can be set. So, remarks sets an alarm interval time to expect. So, what is this used for? Where this alarm will be used? It sets an alarm time to expect after an interval of the second duration. This is often used to force a return from a read function call or other kernel functions which allow interruption by the SIG alarm signal. If second is 0, then any existing interval timer will be reset. So that will be reset if the second is 0. What does it returns? It returns, alarm returns the number of seconds remaining from the pre-existing call to the same function or 0 if there is no prior unexpired alarm interval. No condition is reserved as an error and function is always successful. This is about the alarm. Next one is declose. What is the function of this declose? I already told you. It closes. The function of the declose is closes a character special device file. So it can be given like this. So the remarks of the declose is it closes the device file FP which was previously opened by dopen. So how the file is opened? So the file can be opened by dopen. So in order to close that opened file, previously opened file, dclose will be used. This function will unblock the file stream by turning on delay before closing it so that the function call should return immediately regardless of the device control state. And so the returns, what is it returns? Decloses returns 0 upon success and end of line upon failure. If the declose is success, it returns 0. If the declose is failure, it returns evo, that is end of the file. Next library function is dopen. Dopen, what is the function of this one? Dopen is used to open a character's device file. So the remarks is open the named device file and associative file stream with it. The argument mode is the character string with one of the following values. So these values are R, open the reading, W, transcute or create for writing, A, append, open for writing at end of the file or create for writing, R plus, open for update, W plus, truncate or create for update. A plus append, open or create for update at end of the file. This function will unblock the file stream when opening it, so that the function call should return immediately regardless of the device control state. But blocking will be turned on before returning, so that the first attempt to read from or write to the device may block if the control state is incorrect. What happens if the control state is incorrect? That will block the first attempt to read from and write to the device. Then it returns deopen returns the opened file stream on success. So when the deopen is success, so it opens the file stream. When the deopened is failure, it returns the null, or it null if named device cannot be opened. If the device cannot be able to open, it returns null. If it can be able to open, it returns an opened file. So this is about deopen. Next one, exit. Exit, the function of the exit is force termination, terminate the program, exit from the program. So this is the main function of this exit. Remarks, the program is exited and the status will be used as the exit status of the program. This function calls the kernel function exit, and if has all the same implication. This exit function returns. Exit will not return any result. It will just terminate the program and it will just exit from the program. It will not return any result. There is no return from an exit system call. Next one, fork. So this function is used to create a new process. When we want to create a new process, the fork call is used. So the remarks are: create a new process. The new process is an exact copy of the calling process. So this creates a new process. That new process is the exact copy of the calling process. This makes a direct call to the kernel function fork, and so it has all the same implications. It returns this fork returns 0 to the child processes, and it returns process ID to the new child processes to the parent process. So what happens? This fork for the child process it returns 0. For the parent process it returns the process ID. Otherwise, it returns the decimal 1 is returned to the parent process, and the global variable error number is set to indicate. Next, get PID. So process ID. So next, this get it is used. The function of the get PID is it is used to get the ID of the calling process. So the remarks are it returns the process ID. What is the PID? PID is nothing but process ID of the calling process, and it returns what it returns. Get PID is always successful. It never fails. So it always successful, and it always return the process ID as the positive integer. It never fails. It always be successful, and it will always return the process ID as the positive integer. Next one, gloss execution. It executes a shell script held in the glossary file. Remarks, all currently opened glossary files will be searched for and matching named section. The contents of the section will be executed as shell scripts. So what is this gloss execution will return? Glossary execution will return. So this returns exit status of the shell script. The status of the shell scripts, exit status of the shell scripts will be returned by this system called GLOS execution. Next one, kill. Kill function call, kill system call. It is the function. What is the function of this one? It sends a signal to a process or process group. It sends a signal, and the remarks are it sends a signal to a process or group of process. Not only a single process, it also sends the signals to the group of processes. The process or group of processes to which the signal is to be specified by PID. How it sends the signals? By the process ID. The signal that is to be sent is specified by the signal number. So the signal that is sent, it is specified by the signal number and may be 0. That may be 0 or signal number. If the signal number is 0, that means that is null signal. Then if the signal number is 0, then error checking is performed but no signal is actually set. Because the signal number is 0, error checking will be performed but there is no actual signal will be sent to the processes, single process or the group of process. This can be used to check the validity of the PID. Next, the real or effective user ID of the sending process must match the real or effective user ID of the receiving process, unless the effective user ID of the sending process is super user. If the user process ID PID is greater than 0, so if it is 0, what happens? It will not send the signal. If it is greater than 0, the signal number is sent to the process. The signal number is sent to the process, which process ID is equal to PID. So this function is equivalent to the same kernel function and reference should be made to that for the full description of all the available argument options. It returns upon successful completion a value 0 is returned, otherwise a value -1 is returned. If it is successful, if the kill is successful, it returns the value 0. If it is not successful, it returns -1 and error number is set to the indicate the error. So error number is set. Next one is sleep. Sleep system call is used to suspend the execution and interval. So the function of this is it suspends the execution for an interval. Remarks, the current process is suspended from execution for the number of seconds specified by the argument. This is achieved by setting an alarm interval timer. Any pre-existing alarm setting will be preserved. So when we set the alarm previously, that existing alarm will be preserved and that can be used for this. And returns the number of seconds remaining from the pre-existing call to the same function, or 0 if there was no prior unexpired alarm interval. Here no condition is reserved as an error and the function is also successful. Next one, Termio. This function sets the terminal's interface setting and remarks set the state of the terminal interface which was opened by. So how can we open a file? So the file can be opened by dopen. So that will be the file which is opened by dopen. So in order to set the terminal interface for that opened file, so this termio is used. Termio settings are all given in a single string argument by space separating the individual settings within the string settings. And so these are all the system calls and the Unix library functions that we'll use in the Unix. So in this session we'll discuss about the system calls and the Unix library functions. What is a system call, why it is used, what is the use of the system call from the kernel, and what are all the system calls we have, the system calls for the process control, system calls for the file, system calls for the IPC, and the what are the library functions, and the library functions, those are used, that system calls alarm, deopen, declose, exit, fork, get PID, close execution, kill, sleep, terminate. These are all the system calls and the library functions that we'll use in the Unix. So this is about this session. Thank you.